So the endocrine system, the bodies, I told you in the previous class also, the body systems are responsible for sending and receiving information and coordinating. So the two systems which is responsible for this sending and receiving information, one is nervous system and the other one is endocrine system. Okay, so together they are sometimes referred to as a neuroendocrine system. Okay, the endocrine system regulate body activities by releasing hormone. The hormones, they are the chemical messengers into the bloodstreams where they are called throughout the where they are carried throughout the body. Okay, endocrine systems are the systems which release hormones into the blood. So that is why they are known as a ductless gland, because they don't need a duct to carry these hormones, okay, into the bloodstream. Hormonal responses may be almost instantaneous. Okay, it may be either sudden or it may be either very instant, or it may occurs very lately after this. There is a wide varieties of hormonal effect. So hormone function, so they, as I told you, they release hormone, but what is the function of the hormone? So they regulate the chemical composition and volume of the internal environment. Okay, in your body you have your external, you have your intracellular fluid, you have your extracellular fluid. So this hormone, they will regulate the chemical composition and volume of the internal environment. Okay, the second point is it helps regulate metabolism and energy balance, as I asked you in the previous class also. What is the function of endocrine system? You all have answered. Ma'am, the function of endocrine system is metabolism and energy balance. Okay. The number third is, that is, you have told it very perfectly. Okay. The number third point of an hormone function is it helps regulate contraction of the smooth and cardiac muscle fibers and secretion by gland. Okay. And the next point is it helps maintain homeostasis. What is homeostasis? The maintenance of internal body temperature. Okay, despite disruptions such as infection, trauma, emotional stress, dehydration, starvation, hemorrhage, and temperature. Despite of all of these hormone, they maintain the homeostasis, that is your internal body temperature. Okay, it helps to regulate certain activities of immune system. Okay, and again they play a very important role in the smooth sequential integration of growth and development. In the first class, we have discussed already the function of endocrine system is for the growth and development. It is to boost your metabolism, okay, for your mood or for your anger, for your sadness, for your depression. Okay, for your immune system. Okay, so these are some of the important examples of the endocrine system, or the function of the endocrine system, or the function of the hormone. Okay, they also contribute to the responses of to the process of reproduction. Okay, like your gamete production or your fertilization, your nourishment of embryo, fetus, okay, delivery and nourishment of the newborn. Okay, so now coming to the exocrine and endocrine gland, as I told you in the previous class also, the body contains two kind of gland. One is exocrine and the other one is endocrine. So what do you mean by exocrine? So the exocrine glands, they secrete their product into the duct, okay? They secrete enzyme, okay? And the enzyme they are going to carry into the body cavities or to the lumen of the organ or to the outer surface. So that is why they need a gland, because they are producing enzyme. So that is why the exocrine gland are also known as the duct gland. Okay. Pseudophorus gland, sebaceous gland, your mucus gland, your digestive gland, they are all exocrine gland. And coming to the endocrine gland, they secrete their products. Okay, they secrete their products. That is, they secrete their hormones into the extracellular space around your secretory cells. The secretion diffuse into the capillaries and are carried throughout the body by the circulatory system. The endocrine gland are also known as a duct gland. Okay, they are known as a ductless gland because they don't need a duct to carry their hormones into the extracellular space. All right. So now some of the endocrine system are the pituitary gland. Okay, which is present in your head. Okay, the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland of the neck, the parathyroid gland in the neck, the adrenal gland which is present above your renal, and then the pineal gland again in the brain, and your pancreatic island. Okay, and your pancreas. There are so many like organs that have cells with secret hormone but are not exclusively endocrine, like your hypothalamus, your thymus, your pancreas, your ovaries, testes, kidneys, stomach, liver. They are also, they secret a hormone, but they cannot be called as the endocrine system. Okay, So coming, you have to see the picture. The first one is your pineal gland, and then you can see hypothalamus, and below that you will see pituitary gland. Hypothalamus is important because the any hormone secretion from this pituitary gland will be taken up, will be passes through the hypothalamus, and they are going to distribute all over the body. And next is your parathyroid gland, your thyroid gland, and then it comes your thymus, and it comes your adrenal gland, which is present in front of the your kidney, and again your pancreas is again, okay, your uterus, your ovaries, and your testes. So these are the endocrine system. So what are hormones? So what do you mean by hormone? Okay, hormones are the chemical substances that are carried by a cell tissue and initiate specific action. Okay, when I say thyroid hormone, it have different function. When I say T3 T4 hormone, they do have different function. When I say TSH hormone, they have different function. When I say luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, they have different function. Okay, they have their specific function. So they are the chemical substances. They will be initiating some specific action, okay, and they will be acting on the cell tissue. So hormone can have very powerful effect even when present in a very low concentration. All right, so there are different of 50 different hormones produced in the human body. Okay, you, me, everybody, we are producing more than 50 different hormones in a day. The specific cells which are affected by hormones are called as the target cells. Okay, so this suppose your thyroid stimulating hormone, they are going to act on a different target cell. So they are known as the dead cell, which is being targeted by the specific cells, are known as the target cells. Hormone influence the target cell by binding to the proteins or glycoprotein in the cell membrane called the receptor. Okay. So now let's see your pituitary gland. As I told you in the last class also, pituitary gland is attached to the hypothalamus. Okay, pituitary gland is present below your hypothalamus. Okay, at the base of the brain. The hypothalamus is the major integrating link between the nervous system and endocrine system. Although the pituitary gland is sometimes called as the master endocrine gland. Okay, as I told you in the class also, pituitary gland is also known as the master endocrine gland. Together, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, they regulate virtually all the aspects of growth, development, metabolism, and homeostasis. Okay, your growth, development, because they produce this growth hormone. Because of this, the person will have gigantism, dwarfism, according to how much they produce. Okay, growth and development, and even your metabolism, even your homeostasis, that is your internal maintenance of your internal body temperature. The pituitary gland can be divided into posterior pituitary and anterior pituitary. All right, it is the size of the pea. Okay, the size of the pituitary gland is the size of your pea. It weighs about 500 milligram. Okay, just a 500 milligram, which consists of two parts. Okay, the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So now, as I told you, this is the size of a pea. It weighs just about 500 milligram and consists of the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. Okay. So now, as you can see your here is your pituitary stalk, and again there is your hypothalamus, hypophyseal tract. Okay, and then your pituitary portal system. Here is your anterior lobe, and here is your posterior lobe. Okay. So which are the hormones secreted by pituitary gland? Now you tell me, what are the hormones that is being secreted by pituitary gland? Yes, tell me, what are the hormones secreted by pituitary gland?
Ma'am, growth hormone,
Yes.
luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone,
Yes.
thymus stimulating hormone.
Yes. Very good. Okay. Growth hormone, and even your luteinizing hormone, your prolactin hormone, antidiuretic hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay. Now coming a pituitary gland. Okay, this is a small structure at the base of the brain which releases a wide variety of hormone. Okay, which in control the activities of the others body's hormone gland. Okay, as I told you, pituitary gland is a master gland. Okay, they release a wide variety of hormone to control the activities of the bodies of the others hormonal gland. So the blood supply to the pituitary, arterial blood supply. This is from the branches of the internal carotid artery. Okay, your internal carotid artery, they supply your pituitary gland. So what is the influence of hypothalamus? As I told you, hypothalamus is very important. And your pituitary gland is present at the base of the hypothalamus. So what is the influence? What is the relationship between hypothalamus and the pituitary gland? The hypothalamus, they control the release of the hormone from both the anterior and the posterior pituitary. Okay, the pituitary gland has two parts, right? The anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So this hypothalamus, what they are going to do, they are going to control the release of the hormone from both the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. Okay, so what are the hormones of the pituitary gland? Okay, so now let's see the hormones of the pituitary gland. As we have known, we have two sides. Okay, we have two parts, the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. The hormones which are being secreted by the anterior pituitary are GH. GH meaning growth hormone. THH meaning thyroid stimulating hormone. ACTH meaning adrenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, I'm saying it again. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. PRL prolactin hormone. LH luteinizing hormone. FSH follicular stimulating hormone. And then the hormone produced by your posterior pituitary are vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone. ADH is antidiuretic hormone, and another is oxytocin. Okay, so there are almost 8 hormones which are being produced by pituitary gland: growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, antidiuretic hormone also known as the vasopressin, and the other hormone is oxytocin. Okay, so let's see the posterior pituitary. Okay, the posterior pituitary, they produce two hormones, the antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin hormone. Okay, so let's see what is this oxytocin hormone function. The oxytocin control uterine contraction during delivery. Okay, and the milk ejection during breastfeeding. All right, this oxytocin hormone plays an important role during delivery. Okay, during this delivery of the baby, the uterine contraction, it is being held by oxytocin hormone. So that is why in the hospital, when during the delivery, they give this injection oxytocin. Okay, to promote this uterine contraction for the easy delivery. Okay, so oxytocin are the hormone which help in uterine contraction during delivery, plus the other function is in milk ejection during breastfeeding. Okay, so during this breastfeeding, your nipple has to be erected. Okay, your nipple has to be erected, and then your milk ejection will take place. So this oxytocin plays an important role in this milk ejection. So what is the function of antidiuretic hormone? The antidiuretic hormone causes retention of body water. Okay, they will absorb water in the body. They will control the body water balance mechanism. All right, they will prevent you from urinating more. Okay, the what is the meaning of diuretic means frequently urinating. Anti matlab opposite. So this ADH hormone will stop you from urinating frequently, so that it will absorb it will promote the retention of body water in your body, which in return control the body water balance mechanism. All right, so what is the function of oxytocin hormone? Tell me.
Uterine contraction in delivery.
Yes, and
Milk injection during breastfeeding.
yes, and then what is the function of antidiuretic hormone? The function of antidiuretic hormone is retention of body water. It will prevent you from urinating more. Okay, so coming to the anterior pituitary, they secrete a varieties of your hormones. Okay, The hormones are number one, your growth hormone. Okay, with the growth hormone, they stimulate the general body growth and regulate certain aspect of metabolism. All right, because of this growth hormone, you have been developing your bones, your tissues, your structures. Now you are at the point where you are reaching 5, some of you 5.2, some of you 5.6, 5.7. Okay, so this growth hormone is the one which stimulate your general body growth. If there are some other condition, okay, when your growth hormone is very less, because of this there is a defect that is known as a dwarfism. When the growth hormone is more, the person will suffer from gigantism, okay, which is like a huge humongous human body. Okay, the next hormone is thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay, the function of the thyroid stimulating hormone is it controls the secretions, okay, and other activities of the thyroid gland. Okay, as thyroid stimulating hormone, it is related to the thyroid gland, so they control the secretion and activities of the thyroid gland. Follicle stimulating hormone, so and luteinizing hormone. So together, FSH and LH, they stimulate the secretion of estrogen and progesterone. What is estrogen and progesterone? Tell me now. What is the function of what is estrogen and progesterone? By the way, what is estrogen and progesterone? And what is androgen? These estrogen and progesterone are female sex hormone. Okay, they are the female sex hormone, and your androgen, they are the male sex hormone. Okay, so these FSH and LH, they stimulate the secretion of estrogen and progesterone and the maturation of oocytes in the ovaries. Okay, this is estrogen and progesterone, they will have in maturation of your ovum in the ovaries. Okay, and the secretion of testosterone and sperm production in the testes. Okay, the important function of FSH and LH in the women is maturation of oocyte in the ovary. For the male, okay, the production of sperm and secretion of testosterone in the testes. Okay, luteinizing hormone and follicular stimulating hormone have two different functions. In female, they mature oocyte ovum in your ovaries. Okay, in the male, they stimulate the production of testosterone and sperm production. Okay. Now coming to the prolactin hormone. So prolactin hormone initiate milk production in the mammary gland. Okay. So lactating mother, they start producing milk. Why? Just because of this prolactin hormone. Okay. The oxytocin hormone and prolactin hormone are important. It might come in your exam. Okay. Oxytocin hormone, they help in the uterine contraction as well as milk ejection, not the milk production. Okay. Milk ejection, the milk will be produced already, they have to eject. Okay, the ejection of milk is being taken up by oxytocin, but in case of the prolactin, they will just produce your milk in the mammary gland. All right, you know the difference between prolactin and oxytocin. Now coming to the adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH. Okay, so this ACTH, that is the adrenocorticotropic hormone, they stimulate the adrenal cortex, okay, your adrenal gland, to secrete glucocorticosteroid. Okay, glucocorticoids. So ACTH, they stimulate the secretion of glucocorticosteroids. So now let's see the growth hormone. Now, as you have seen, this is just a revision. Okay, growth hormone regulate metabolism, promote tissue growth. Thyroid stimulating hormone stimulate growth and activity. Adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulate the adrenal cortex to secrete glucocorticoids. Prolactin hormone stimulate the growth of the breast and milk production. Okay, and then follicular stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, they matured oocyte in the ovums. Okay, luteinizing hormone and follicular. In case of the male, they produce testosterone and sperm production. Okay, so now, as you have seen already about this growth hormone. Okay, so one important point for the growth hormone is secretion of the growth hormone is greater at night. Okay, remember this, secretion of the growth hormone is greater at night during sleep, and is also stimulated by hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, exercise, and anxiety. Secretion is peaks in adolescence and then declines with age. Okay, so that is why the baby grows. There is a myth saying, okay, I think you must be heard, you must be hearing saying from your neighbors or from your aunties, from your mom, when the baby sleeps so much, okay, they grow so much. Why? Because the secretion of the growth hormone is greater at night when you sleep. Okay, and when you exercise, when you have anxiety, it is also secreted more. But the secretion of the growth hormone is very at the peak level, at the maximum when you are in adolescent, and it will decline gradually when you age it. Okay, so this is the importance of the growth hormone. Is it understandable? All of you, is it clear till now, till growth hormone?
Yes.